And now the Northern Elders Forum has condemned the federal government actions in detaining and charging minors predominantly from northern Nigeria with treason. The NEF spokesperson Abdulaziz Sulaiman in a statement also criticized northern state governors and regional leaders for their silence, describing it as implicit endorsement of these abuses. He argued that the failure to speak out against the federal government's action has contributed to a climate of powerlessness among affected communities. Sulaiman called for urgent action to address what he called injustices, beginning with the immediate release of 4 detained minors facing treason charges. He said detaining and accusing minors, mostly from northern Nigeria, for treason amounts to shameful and unacceptable impunity by the federal government. And now let's have this conversation with Director Political Affairs of Coalition of Northern Groups, Mohammed Eneji. He joins us here now live in the studio. Thank you for joining us, Mohammed. We appreciate your time. Now, your group issued a statement and they are speaking out against the detention of these minors, considering that this is not a civil matter but a security matter according to the government, of course, the prosecuting matter. How do you, prosecuting counsel rather, how do you respond to this?
Thank you very much. Good evening. Like you have rightly said, the truth of the matter is we are aware that this matter is before the court, and for that reason we may not be able to say a lot. As far as we are concerned, we're only very straight about the statement that we made, which is for the children who were detained to be released unconditionally, and for the government to quickly look into the reasons why these children should go home, and whatever needs to be done after then should now proceed. And the reasons why this is coming up is because we all are aware, by what we have seen, that these children were malnourished, these children were not properly handled, and they were not properly taken care of while they were in detention. And this contravenes their rights as children, as minors. So for such reason, we feel continuous detention of those children is not just going to expose the country, it's going to expose we're going to expose the country to the larger part of the world about the way and manner we treat human rights actions in this country. So for such reason, we feel it's important that we should come and make it very clear that there are a lot of things that is actually ravaging this country as far as we are concerned. The issue of insecurity is if the country must, if the police or the federal government must go after individuals, they should go after those persons that have been identified or they have identified to be sponsors of the End Bad Governance protest. They should leave these children alone and allow them to go their normal business. Because
what the federal government is saying, or the prosecuting counsel is saying, is that this is a security issue. It's treasonable. Flying the flags of other countries or national and a sovereign nation is treasonable. That's what they are saying. However, you put out a statement out there. Some might perceive your statement as political. How do you respond to such people who are already perceiving this statement as political?
It's not a political statement. The reason being that, why are these children out? Why were they out in the first place? They were out to protest because they felt there's hunger in the land, and they felt it's important that their voice should be heard. These children went out to protest, and from the clips that we are seeing, it's obvious that most of the protesters that would have been arrested are minors. They are very young children who may not even know the color of the flag, or maybe what the flag that they are flying represents. So what the statement we made was because we felt when they were arraigned, we felt there are some of them that we have even 4 of them, that fainted in the process, and we felt because these children were not properly taken care of, because they were so malnourished. That's the reasons why we saw what we saw on the television. It's clear. It's not just from CNG. So many other civil rights organizations have come out to condemn what the police has done and to condemn what the government has done in this regard. So it's not a political statement.
I know you say it's not a political statement, but I know that the Northern Elders Forum said perhaps this is happening because those children are majorly from the north. However, your statement also said, and I quote now, it said that this has exposed the government as a desperate entity that is determined to demarket and embarrass Nigeria before the international community. So why does the group believe that the government will intentionally demarket the country in this way?
You see, what is clear here, I want us to look at it from this direction. The government is fully aware that these children were detained. The government is aware that there was a protest on that day and there were a lot of persons who were detained. And we feel if the government is being proactive enough, if we have people who are checkmating some of these security agencies, they should be able to have seen that there are so many minors among those that were detained, and the needful will have been done before now. And that is why we are feeling that the government is being very deliberate, because in such a situation, they have actually seen this and have been arrested and nipped on the board. By now, we will not even be here to even see what we saw on Friday.
So if you had a direct message to the Nigerian authorities right now, and of course you have the platform here, and so what would be the message be in terms of how to address this going forward? What should have been done better?
We are clearly appealing to the federal government. We are appealing to the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and to the General of the Federation to release those children first and foremost. The ones that are minors should be released. They should be released unconditionally. And right now that they are still on detention, they should be properly taken care of. They should be fed, and they should be looking. They should not look as if they are children with kwashiorkor and other illnesses.
I think we just have to leave it there. Thank you so much for your time and for coming on the news night. We appreciate your time.